screen for the recording. And we're gonna start just in a comfortable seat. So whenever you feel ready, find your way towards your mat or towards your space. For tonight, the only thing you might need, we will be doing some standing balancing postures. So if you would like to have a wall space or even a chair or something nearby to support you, that might be nice. So that is completely up to you, but whenever you're ready, making your way to whatever seat can help you find a nice tall spine. So you can sit against a wall, you can sit up on a pillow, whatever you'd like. And to start here for our practice, I'm going to invite you to take your hands and place them somewhere on your body. So it's going to be completely up to you. Hands could come to the heart, maybe one hand to your neck if your neck or your shoulders feel sore. Maybe you want to bring hands to the space of the belly. So in kind of trauma-informed work, we call this self-holding. So taking a few moments to connect with the space of your physical body. And then whenever you feel ready, maybe inviting the eyes to close or get a little bit heavier there. Noticing the pressure of your hands wherever they've landed. Noticing the temperature of your hands. And then maybe beginning to notice how your breath is flowing today in this moment. Maybe beginning to bring more mindful awareness to how the breath is moving, and if it feels good, to start to lengthen and find a more spacious breath. So I shared some words on social media in my story earlier. I shared these words of, instead of worrying about what you cannot control, maybe shift your energy to what you can create. So even in our yoga practice, can we think about less controlling and creating more moments of forgiveness, of releasing? Maybe we try to create and explore without trying to accomplish anything or without assessing all the time. And even in moments like this, moments of stillness, can we still create and explore and feel whatever's coming and going? Let's stay here for another breath or two so we can really land in this moment before we start to move and breathe together. And then when you feel ready, allowing the arms to drop by your sides, your spine to sit even a little bit taller. And then on your next inhale, take the arms overhead, reach them to the sky, option to look up. And then as you exhale, you can bring your palms down in front of your heart. And we're going to do that a couple more times. As you inhale, take up space, really reach tall. And then with your exhale, let it come down, hands coming to center. Maybe the gaze follows your thumbs. One more time, inhale, take it up, really reach. And then exhale, slowly take it down to center. Coming out of your seat, taking your legs out in front of you. So I'm gonna bring a little bend into my knees so my spine stays nice and tall and my legs go out nice and wide. Taking my hands in between my legs, I might even make little fists here. And I'm gonna start to kind of, I have a giant cauldron or like a pot that I wanna stir. So I start to draw big circles with my upper body. And I lean back as I draw the knuckles in, and as I come forward, I really reach out and around as far as I can. So notice here that you have to be pretty steady through your belly. Feel the weight of your hips and your pelvis grounding you down as the upper body explores space. And then changing direction, stirring it the other way. Making some very dramatic soup. Letting the breath move freely, let it be really spacious as you keep creating space in the upper body. Good, how about one more time? And then take it back to center. Good, and making your way towards a child's pose, okay? So for child's pose, maybe the knees move out nice and wide, the big toes come towards each other behind you. And then over the next couple of breaths, beginning to invite the hips to sink back as much as they can towards the heels. As you take the arms out in front of you, palms can face down, and then the forehead starts to drop towards the floor. Always a reminder to make this shape as comfortable as you can. So for today, you could bring your knees closer. You could bring more of a bend into the elbows. You could keep your forehead lifted as long as your neck feels okay with that. But wherever you are, starting to deepen your breath and feel it journey through the spine. So with every inhale, a sense of lengthening. And with every exhale, a sense of softening. And this is a shape that if it's comfortable for you, you can come back to it at any time. Beginning to sway the hips a little bit side to side, rocking the torso a little bit side to side. Gently look up towards your hands and start to shift yourself forward, maybe still rocking all the way forward to a tabletop. So we're going to move through a little bit of a sequence with our breath that's going to bring a bit of heat and engagement right away. So it's going to look something like this. We're going to be back in that child's pose. And on the next inhale, we're going to shift through all fours into a little push-up. We're going to lower it down halfway. We're going to press back up. And then we're going to sink back down towards our heels. So whenever you're ready, you can join me. You're going to inhale to come forward. Take a little push-up. Exhale, take it back towards child's pose. And then off you go, moving at your own pace. Keeping everything nice and controlled. Even if that means you don't go very far in your push-up, it doesn't matter. Just notice how it feels to start to work through the belly, work through the shoulders, grounding your hands as you bring strength in that push-up. How about two more, friends? You can always take rest and join us when you're ready. And then the next time that you come towards that push-up, could you hold it for like 3, 2, 1, and then come all the way down to your belly. Lengthen your legs back behind you. Take your arms back behind you. Palms can face up or down, whatever feels better for your shoulders. Gazing softly down, back of the neck is long. On your next inhale, lift up your right arm and your left leg. Reaching back long through the right arm and the left leg. Take an inhale. Exhale, set it down. Forehead can come down. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Reach them up. At the same time, feel the left foot and the right hand grounding. Take an inhale, really reach. Exhale, soften everything down. So we're going to try everything now. Inhale, arms, maybe legs. Finding your locust pose, strengthening through your whole back body. For 5, for 4, for 3, think about length more than height. For 2, and 1, slowly come down. You can turn one cheek to the mat. Maybe wiggle your hips a little bit there. And then turning to look down at the ground again. Bring your hands by your sides this time. Keep pressing down into the tops of your feet. Roll your shoulders up and back. And then on your next inhale, start to lift your heart just a little bit. So coming into a super low cobra. It's so low that you can even hover your hands off the floor, trusting your back body to hold you here. Take another breath in. As you exhale, keep the lift in your heart, place your hands down. As you inhale, maybe come up a little bit higher. Elbows hug in, ground your feet. And then exhale all the way back down to your belly. Tuck your toes, press yourself through tabletop towards that child's pose for a brief moment. Maybe flutter through the lips. And then whenever you're ready, moving towards our first downward facing dog, fingers spread nice and wide, pressing into the hands, lift the hips up and back, send your seat to the sky. Maybe the heels are nice and lifted as you pedal out through the knees. Give your head a nice gentle yes, maybe a no. On your next inhale, lift your heels high, look forward, roll yourself forward to the top of a push-up. Maybe the knees soften down. And then exhale, send it up and back again, downward facing dog. Good, twice more like this, take your time. Inhale either to plank pose, knees lifted or down. And then exhale, press the mat away, send it all up and back. One more time with your breath. And in down dog, maybe wiggle the hips, let it all go. Take a look at your feet and start to walk your hands back towards your feet. So a nice bend in the knees. Feet might be about hip distance apart. Bend the knees as much as you'd like to and feel a first forward fold. So upper body drapes over the legs. And as you soften your eyes here, notice how your breath is feeling. And notice what you need. Do you want to move a little bit, sway through the torso? Do you want to take your hands, maybe interlace your hands behind your head? Feel your arms, invite the head to be heavier. Then letting the arms fall heavy wherever they go. As you inhale, halfway lift, start to walk your hands up your legs so your spine is pretty parallel to the floor. Option to stay here, or you might reach your arms back like airplane wings. So the crown of your head extending forward, fingertips extending back, strong belly. Another breath in. And then exhale, soft knees, forward fold, let it all go. Twice more with your breath. Inhale, halfway, lengthen. Exhale and fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders away from ears. Exhale and fold, let it go. Let your head hang heavy, ground into your feet, and with a heavy head, slowly roll your way up to stand. Your head can stack last. And then when you get there, take an inhale, roll the shoulders up by the ears. Exhale, drop them down and back. One more time, inhale, shoulders by the ears. And then with your exhale, let it all drop. I'm gonna turn towards you so you can see me. We're gonna come into a little bit of some standing balance and opening for the side body. If you'd like to come closer to a wall space or something for support, that's amazing. So from here, I'm gonna take my arms, reach them up to the sky, and I'm going to hold on to my right wrist with my left hand and take my upper body over to the left. So 2 feet are grounding to start, really lengthening through both sides of the waist. And then you can stay here, or you have the option to bring a little bend into your knees. And then from here, take your right foot, swing it behind your left foot, bend your knees a little bit, and you might find a little bit more of a stretch there. Totally optional to take this variation. You can look down or you could look up. And then when you're ready, have your next inhale take you back to center. Take your arms out to the sides and take it down. Maybe shake it off. The second side, feet grounded. Inhale, reach overhead. Holding onto your left wrist with your right hand. Your exhale takes the upper body over towards the right. So belly stays strong, lengthening through both sides of the waist. Softening your gaze, staying here, or left foot starts to slide behind the right foot, bending a bit into both knees to really lift up and out of the left side of my lower back. Little pulses here with the knees as you take another breath. And then on your inhale, come back to center. Arms can open wide as the left foot grounds, back to standing. Maybe shake it off. So we're gonna add one more piece to that. Here we go with the breath. Inhale, reach up. Holding onto the right wrist, exhale, lean to the left. Over the next couple of breaths, sweep that right foot behind, maybe bend into the knees. You're on the toes of the back foot. And then slowly you're gonna come to center. I'm gonna invite you to bend your right knee in towards your chest. Arms come out to the side. You might wanna find your wall. We're gonna open this right knee out to the side, bend into the left knee and place the right outer ankle on the left thigh. And then sitting back into a little imaginary chair, finding a figure 4 pose here. So I'm really working into this outer hip, sitting nice and low, and whatever you want to do with your arms. So you could bring them to your heart, you could fly them back like airplane wings again, you could fall out like I did a moment ago. We're here for 3, for 2, woo, and then 1, mindfully come up. If you still have a little bit of fire, take this right foot and kick it towards me or towards the front. For 3, for 2, and then 1, take it down, shake it off. Good. From wherever you are, inhale, reach to the sky. Hands to your heart, exhale. So take a moment to come back. 1 more, inhale, reach it up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Second side, inhale, reaching overhead, holding onto the left wrist with the right hand, upper body goes up and over to the right. Staying here, feeling both feet evenly grounded, or beginning to sweep that left foot around behind the right foot, bending a bit into the knees, deepening through side body. When you're ready, we're going to come back to center and draw that left knee in towards the chest. And then external rotation of that left hip, outer ankle towards that knee. You can stay nice and tall. You don't have to go very far. If you feel like you have the space, you might begin to bend into that right knee and sink back a little bit. So weight drawing down into that right heel as you open that left knee out to the side. And then finding your breath and showing up to imperfection with a little bit of a smile. For 3, for 2, ground into your standing leg, begin to rise up, knee to chest. If you want to, kick that left foot forward. For 3, for 2, and lower it down. Good, shake it off. Whew. So from here, if you're at the back of your mat, bring your hands back to somewhere on your body, holding yourself here. And then we're gonna do that very short walking meditation that we've done before to get to the top of our mat. So with your inhale, take a small step forward. With your exhale, take another step forward. So inhale to step, exhale to step, Eventually coming back to the top of your mat, feet nice and grounded, and you can release your arms by your sides. On your next inhale, reach up to the sky, maybe look up. This time as you exhale, bend into both knees. Start to drop your chest towards your thighs and sweep your arms back like airplane wings. You have kind of this chair pose shape with the arms reaching back. And we're gonna move with the breath. So as you inhale, stand up, reach up, maybe look up. And then exhale, bend into the knees, drop the chest to the thighs, sweep it back. And then off you go with your own breath, at your own pace. Every time you come down, you can even let out a ha, kind of let it go. Good, last one. As you inhale, reaching tall, and then exhale, hands come down to the space of your heart. Maybe your gaze drops there. Notice what that activity stirred up for you. Notice your relationship to working harder without trying to perform. And then letting that work go. Last little standing pose, we're gonna come into our triangle pose, our Trikonasana. So from the top of the mat, I'm gonna step my right foot back and then turn to face you. So you're turning to the side of your mat. Your hands can come to your hips. I'm gonna keep my left foot pretty parallel to the front edge of my mat, and I'm gonna turn my right toes towards the back of my mat. So both of my legs are straight. It's a bit more of a narrow stance than a warrior two. Legs are straight, back toes pointing straight back. And then from here, grounding into the feet, I'm gonna take my right arm and reach it out to the right. And almost like a dear friend was trying to beckon me outside, I'm gonna start to lean towards that back leg. I'm gonna reach, 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 reach. And when I can't go any further, I'm gonna invite that right hand down to the right leg, turning my chest to the left. So your right hand might be on your thigh, below your knee, whatever's there for you. You can stay here, maybe rolling that left shoulder back. If it's in your practice, you could extend that left arm to reach up to the sky, palm facing inward. And as you settle here, rooting into your feet, you can gaze down, you can gaze up, whatever feels better for your neck. Think about leaning slightly back. Now take a look down towards your right foot. On your next inhale, strong legs, rise all the way up. Hands to your hips. Second side, right toes turn in. Left toes turn forward. Both legs are strong and straight. And then my right hand can stay on my right hip. My left arm is going to reach out parallel to the floor. And then like someone is lovingly beckoning me towards that direction, I'm going to reach, reach, reach. And then as soon as my body says, that's good, left hand comes down wherever it goes. I roll my right shoulder back, turning my chest to the right. Pressing down into both feet, and then choosing to stay here, choosing to take that top arm towards the sky, knowing that I can change my mind at any time. Feet are nice and grounded, trying to lengthen through both sides of the waist. And then from here, you can keep the right arm lifted, you can bring it back to the hip. We're gonna look down towards the left foot, trust the legs. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands can come to the hips. Take a look toward the top of your mat, maybe a little bend in the knees to step yourself forward back to where you started. Yeah. So now we have to make our way down to the ground. And the most adventurous way to do that is to take your feet a comfortable distance apart. Come into your chair pose again. So my knees are bent, strong through my feet. And then knowing that I could use my arms at any time, I'm gonna start to sink a little bit deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And then maybe I hover and then I come down, just like that. So I might scoot a little bit forward so I have some room behind me. I'm gonna take my hands behind me out to the sides, my knees are bent, feet even wider than my hips as I drop my knees from side to side, releasing a little bit through my legs and through my hips. Finding your breath again. Noticing your relationship with poses that are a bit closer to the floor, a bit more grounded. And then we're gonna keep the knees bent, but now walk the legs as close together as they can. So it's almost like you have one leg. We're gonna come into a seated twist, okay? So you can draw the knees in as close as you want to. From here, take your right arm and reach it up to the sky. Take an inhale, grow tall. And then as you exhale, turn your chest to the right and take your right hand behind you. Maybe you tent up on fingertips there. My left hand, I can hold on to my legs. I could bring my outer arm, my tricep to that right knee if that's in my practice. But I'm thinking about hugging inner thighs together, sitting up tall, taking a couple breaths as I maybe gaze towards the back of my mat. On your next inhale, begin to come back to center. Before you move into the second side, you might drop your forehead towards your knees, give yourself a little hug. And then rising up tall again in the spine. This time the left arm is gonna reach up with the inhale. And then as we exhale from the mid-back, from that space behind the heart, begin to twist. Left hand comes behind you and you take your variation with your arms. So my pelvis is nice and grounded. My shoulders soften away from my ears. With your inhale, start to come back to center. Take a moment to pause and feel that. And then scooting yourself forward so you have enough space behind you. Start to lie back. And we're gonna take the last few moments for any final movement that you're craving. So every time that I come to my back, I always feel this need to maybe circle through my wrists, or most of you know my favorite thing is taking my legs up to the sky and finding a little bit of movement there. But you could also rest your hands on your belly or your heart. You could take a big stretch through the whole body. But over the next little while, I'll invite you to begin to wind down physically. Maybe legs extend nice and wide and long to the floor. If you really connected to that idea of self-holding and you'd like to keep your hands close to your body, that is a great option. You could also take the arms out nice and wide, maybe palms to the sky. As the body starts to settle down with gravity, you might decide to let the eyes get heavier or maybe close if you want to. Any little wiggles or movement the body's craving, taking that now before you choose to find a few minutes of well-deserved softness and rest in your body. As the body begins to settle, you've been working really hard there, giving yourself this time to let go, to trust that you are enough, that you have done enough. The breath can begin to flow in its own rhythm. Features of the face might begin to soften. Belly might begin to find a little bit of ease there. So when we begin to release control, we also release a need to be at the center of everything. When we release the grip of control, we offer up more space for listening and compassionately responding to what's right here without any judgment, without a desire to fix. And this deep listening creates deep wisdom and trust and forgiveness and freedom and healing. And you deserve your healing so that collectively we can take better care of each other. As our time begins to come to a close, if you are resting and you'd like to continue there, please stay. Otherwise, when you're ready, starting to find some gentle movement in the body again, maybe beginning to deepen your breath in your body. It might feel nice to bend the knees in towards the chest and guide the body over to one side. Resting on your side for a moment or two before you begin to press yourself up and begin to find your way up to a comfortable seat. As you arrive there, you can keep your eyes heavy, spine nice and tall as you invite your palms to come together at the space of your heart. Showing yourself deep compassion for what you created here tonight, for doing your best to let go even a little bit. And I bow to the teacher in each of you for your breath and for your practice and for connecting here. Thank you so much, everybody.